what happens is, if in all criminal cases, you will notice it is state versus the accused. So it will be state versus ABC, state versus XYZ, state versus etc. So what happens is, you make the complaint, the police examines the complaint, it becomes an FIR, and then when it goes to court, then it is for the government to fight, not for you as the complainant to fight. You will be called once or twice for evidence in the entire process. So in the entire 12 years, the girl's parents may have come once or twice, the brother or whoever the other relatives may have come once or twice. Otherwise, it is the duty of the state, the police, or represented by public prosecutor, to fight the case, but the accused has to be available date after date after date.
Like, there are people who coming one day and then they would skip 3 days, they would not read the document, they will come without reading the document, and then the judge will say come after 6 months and all, right? And this keeps happening. So is there something which is fundamentally wrong, which should be changed in the system?
Yes, I feel there is something fundamentally wrong with our system that needs to be changed. And I have been writing to Mr. Modi time and again that if you want India shining, you want India to be in the global powers, we have to change our legal system. We cannot go on like this. It is ridiculous. And I actually work mostly with foreign clients. A Malaysian client who paid 32 lakhs to buy those N95 masks. He paid the entire money, and at that time, things were at the brink of, you remember when things were completely closed up? We're at that brink. It may happen, may not happen. So the Malaysian client told the Indian supplier, only if you're 100% sure that you can send the masks to Malaysia, I will pay you, otherwise I will not pay. Because it is not me who's buying it. I have a back-to-back contract with a Japanese corporate. The Indian company said, yes, we can supply. They paid the 32 lakhs. They took the 32 lakhs. They did not have the masks, but they kept, delaying. So in a situation like Corona, every hour counted. Days is a different issue. So what happened was, before the masks were not ready, they promised, they took the money. By the time they organized the masks, the lockdown started. Now, who is to blame? The Malaysian client has lost 32 lakhs. I have filed a police complaint in in Vasant Kunj, Delhi police station. The matter is going on. Again, same story. Hearing after hearing. And that small company in Malaysia saying, ma'am, in such a big country like India, you have nothing for me. In my country, the court would have frozen his bank account. Now, that is, see the difference. Over here, what is happening? And I told him you have to go both in civil and criminal. But generally, I prefer to file a criminal complaint because if the pressure is high, they settle and the matter is over for good. But in civil cases, it can go on for 30 years. But see, it's going on. After 6 adjournments, the police has finally filed an investigation report, which has so much of rubbish written in it. They are showing that the masks were ready on a day when our client had not even contacted the Indian company. So the entire case is full of lies. It's a complete, it's an open and shut case of cheating.
And there is no accountability, like someone who has filed such a wrong report from a police, and there is no accountability.
Well, now we're going to argue in August. Somebody will go and argue this. One of my senior people will go and argue this, and that's it. Then eventually we have to knock the doors of Delhi High Court to say this is what the police is doing. But the system is very slow, very, very slow.
So what are some, like from your perspective, because you are doing this in and out, what are some 1 or 2 major changes that should happen, which would probably ensure that things would change? Because I think Chief Justice of India has said it, a lot of people have said it, when every government which comes to the power, and if they are talking about legal system, they say that yes, we have to change it, we have to scrap some laws, but nothing happens, right? So what are some 1 or 2 pragmatic or practical things which should be done, which will probably eventually lead to, things getting better as we go along?
Well, I think first and foremost, we need to follow the pattern of the advanced countries. We need to cut short the litigation time. We can't be litigating for years at an end. it's not only the resources of the litigators, that is the plaintiff and the defendant, but also the government sources, right? Everybody's resources are being stretched beyond a certain point. Why do we need this? And whose money is going? The taxpayers' money. That is your money and my money. So first and foremost, we need to simplify the process. We need to bring it down. We need to narrow those timelines and make it just like how the advanced countries are. Keep short timelines, keep brief timelines, and be over and done. Don't spend your entire life. It's not like an anniversary you're celebrating. It's not like your marriage anniversary that you have to celebrate year after year. I have filed a litigation on 20th December 2000 and now I'm having the 23rd anniversary. It's not like that. It should be over, right? So that's the first thing. Second thing is, when I've noticed one thing in places like Dubai and all, the enforcement is so good that people dare not break the law. It's so good. And I feel that if we also had that kind of enforcement, it would be amazing. Then people would not be, breaching the law. If you don't breach the law, where is the question of so many litigations? So I think our biggest problem is our population.
Yeah. So, just to get a perspective, how many cases would probably get filed in a day? Like in lakhs or crores or thousands? What is the number?
Definitely it could be in lakhs, but I cannot give you the number offhand. But if you Google it, you can find the answer.
Yeah. So many cases which gets filed. Do we have the sufficient number of judges to basically hear so many cases?
No, I think one thing that we should definitely do when we are trying to cut down the timelines is we should have this system which they have overseas, that if you file a frivolous litigation, you are so heavily penalized that you dare not file a useless case. In India, it's so simple. I would say it's very simple to file a criminal case against anybody, but very difficult to take it to the to the end, to the final to finality or to closure. So if you file a frivolous case overseas, you are penalized so heavily that you dare not do it. So that kind of system should come in India also.
थैंक यू सो मच दोस्तों इस वीडियो को एंड तक देखने के लिए। अगर सुशीला मैम के साथ ये कन्वर्सेशन आपको अच्छी लगी हो तो प्लीज कंसिडर लाइकिंग द वीडियो, चैनल को भी सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिए और आने वाले टाइम में ऐसे ही मजेदार पॉडकास्ट देखने के लिए नोटिफिकेशन बेल को भी ऑन कर लीजिए। थैंक यू सो मच।